Hi, and welcome to the Taurus workshop. My name is Arik. I'm happy to have you here. And what we're going to be doing is talking a little bit about the Taurus season, the teachings that are available, the opportunities that it's available. And then after that, I'm going to be guiding us through um, a guided meditation that's going to heal the body parts that are ruled by Taurus. So, specifically, it could be the liver or the throat or the ears. It could be all kinds of things because the way that I develop these protocols is that working with the constellation, the sign, the sun, as it transits through Taurus, we are receiving the light that we need to then kind of disperse it and syndicate it throughout our reality. So if you have your Zodiac Hack Sun and Moon workbook, you can bust it out as well, and you can open up to page, I believe it is, let me see. Page 34, and there you can kind of also see how I'm guiding you through it. Also, a very good idea to see where Taurus is ruling in your chart, because that's going to give you a big indication of where a lot of this Taurus energy is manifesting in your life. There's a calculator that you can use to access that, or if you have the pre-filled workbook, it's all there for you as well. Okay, you guys, so Taurus. Now, I find it very interesting because years ago I have prepared and taught a lot about AI, and that is definitely falling within the realm of Taurus. And I've talked about this in previous years and previous classes on Taurus. And AI is increasingly becoming a more accepted or understood technology that's coming into light. More and more people are using it. And it definitely falls within the realm of Taurus. And I think it's so interesting because if you actually look at the word um, that the A stands for in AI, it's artificial. And we know it's artificial. And I'm not against it. I'm just saying we have to be careful about the laziness that it can cause within us, that then basically we have for decades been supplying data and information for computers to study from so that it can emulate and eventually exceed and excel beyond what human capacity is, at least as it understands. So what we have to do is, of course, level up. So we want to use these zodiac hacks to do that, because if we don't have an edge above the AI, the artificial intelligence, then we're going to be regulated, and that's just going to happen. So this is something that we can avert by tapping into the AI that I like to talk about more, the angelic intelligence, meaning that we're working with the spiritual energy and with the divine energies and the messengers, and having the inspiration and the genius that comes with that. Now, I do also want to say that there's a lot to talk about in terms of what's at stake and what is our ability, what is our responsibility. But I think the biggest thing that we need to kind of accept is that Taurus is always that time of year when we're moving out of the beginning of spring, okay, so the beginning of Aries, and we're moving into mid-spring, which is Taurus, which is asking us to kind of grow out of that baby Aries and kind of step into taking responsibility, finding the system, finding what works for us. Taurus wants to build on what Aries has begun, okay? And so that means that part of us, what we need to do is understand that every single action that we engage in, every single thought that we have that goes through our mind, every word that we speak, it creates a positive energy or a negative energy. Okay? And thereby it sets a positive force in motion or it sets a negative force in motion. And then it's our task and our job and our work to either clean it up or work with it. Now, if you tapped into the solar eclipse, the new moon, the second new moon in Aries of 2023, there's a teaching in there about causality, because Aries is ruling over causality. And basically what we need to understand is that we need to make sure that we are aligning and that our channels are clear, which is why we're going through that 7-week journey, that 7-week process of clearing the channels of manifestation. But that we need to really tap into what is it that we're channeling? What is it that we're bringing in? Is it angelic or is it artificial? So because we are humans, we express, and that's happening here in the throat chakra, also in the root chakra, where we're manifesting. So we're expressing and we're manifesting, meaning we're getting things out all the time. Now it also happens in reverse, that things express and manifest within us, okay, whether it's a miracle or, God forbid, a disease. Taurus, being an earth sign, is all about this expression and this pressing out and this manifestation energy that each and every one of us needs to be mindful of, okay? So now there are so many different ways that we can express or manifest, or let's just call it create. And sometimes our conscious mind can collaborate with negative thoughts, and sometimes it can collaborate with positive thoughts. But what we need to do is that we need to kind of like be open to the positive energy that wants to flow through. And if we're open to that, then we might be purified a little bit, in the sense that we need to clear out anything that is resisting that. And a lot of resistance can come up during the month of Taurus, because Taurus can be very stubborn. It wants to do it its way. But one thing that we have to remember is that there's always change going on, that we constantly need to be in a state of change. And this change is part of being human. It's actually said that angels are the ones that come, they do a mission, and then they leave. They don't change. They come, like they're like these little energies that come, they have a purpose, they execute it, and they leave. And they don't change themselves. They change the situation, but they don't change themselves. What gets changed is us and our reality. So unless we are like an angel, we don't really change, which is why in so many times, like the sages and the higher teachers, they don't really need to like work on personal issues unless they take them on for like the collective. But for the rest of us, we are constantly changing all the time, and it's something that we cannot forget, because we have to do that, and that's part of the vicissitudes of growing up. So I think that it's like this constant change in consciousness is reflected in how quickly and how instantly almost things are changing in our world. So what we need to keep in mind is that we don't want to make anything material our source, because when we do that, we get clogged. What we need to constantly remember is that there's a higher source, there's a higher divine energy that then we need to bring into this world. And the angels, the angelic influences, they are the messengers that go between the divine and the material world. And they have that job and they execute it, and then we have to work with that, okay? And these are these different pipes and these different kinds of energies that we can like really get like a good strong sense of purpose and meaning in our life. And you want to know something really interesting, is that it could be at some point, it could be at some point that each and every one of us, we were Taurus in a past life, and we created issues that we have to face now. And where you have Taurus in your chart now is going to give you a big implication of where you really need to work and listen to the signs a little bit more, okay? This is something that's going to help each and every one of us to kind of tap into that light, and the energy fields around us, and how they're flowing through us and how they want to flow through us. And it's only our resistance that's creating the pain and the stress, that resistance to that change. Now, the world is built in a state of change, and this is what we need every single day. Things need to change, and they do that every month, every week, every day, every minute. So we need to be aware that those forces that are coming in, that they are coming through in the same way that we are bringing that energy through. So if we are looking at our selfishness, okay, and even if you have like worked on it a lot, if you ever feel burned down or tired, then there is some selfishness that's going on, okay? There is some selfishness going on. But what I love so much about this Taurus energy is that we can access the language that we need to remember the divine, so that we are not being overwhelmed, intimidated, or scared of kind of this artificial energy, this artificial light, this artificial intelligence. Because really, that's what it's about. As long as we remember that there is a divine intelligence, and we're working with that divine intelligence, and we're really studying how it works from a reputable source, a source that is really bringing the truth, then there's nothing to worry about, okay? Because then if we are remembering that divine source, then we're tapping into that consistency, into that stability, about loving that process and being able to see that no, everything that's manifesting is on the way to becoming whole, on the way to correcting our fate, and to going from fragmentation into unification, okay? And that's what's so amazing about astrology, is that it really gives us that understanding in that context, so that we can process and correct our fate and ourselves, okay? So in spring, we get that energy for the whole year, because it's the beginning of the astrological new year, that we can remember and connect to that divine source. And that's what's really so important, to tap into that pathway. And I want to show you. Okay, I don't know where it is, but what I want to tell you. Hi, Taurus, from April 20th to May 20th, what I really want to tell you is that during this season, we can really access a state of awareness that comes from within. Now, what does that mean? That means that we are becoming aware of something, okay? Which basically means that we access an information, or we access a knowledge, or we're accessing situations, and we know that situations create reality. You have a situation, you have an event, and events occur within situations, and these are the actions that we're taking in the material world. So with the awareness, we become in tune or aligned or connected with reality as it is manifested from the divine. AI can't do that, you guys. Never will be able to. Never. Because the most divine that an AI can access is the human consciousness, okay? But the human consciousness accesses the divine consciousness, okay? And it won't be able to go up one, okay? It can get information, facts, and it can generate things, and it'll probably be really helpful in producing things in the material world, but it won't be able to become aware of the higher dimensions where everything is, even though it will be able to probably be a master of the effect of the material world, and it can help us and make us lazy, and probably hopefully not dominate us at some point It depends if we worship it or not again. I mean, we've done it before as a collective where we worshipped these kind of supercomputers, golden calves. But that's yet to be said or seen. And I say that because we have free will. Now, with free will, however, it looks pretty... We will see. We will see, you guys. So the thing is that we can refine and tune up the bridge between that inner awareness, that inner wisdom, and the material, the outer existence. And the AI will be able to do the same thing, but it'll only be able to reach like our consciousness, which is a lot. But if we can bring up our consciousness higher, then we're gonna have one up. And this is the long-term solution to this, like really kind of having one over AI on that level. Now within the material level, there's gonna need to be regulations and stuff like that, but that's also connected to Taurus regulations and implementing and providing the meanings for the laws that the Aries energy needs to put in. But we need to really like find the security that is guiding us through and to the divine. And because this is an archetype of truth, we are being called throughout this month to understand and stay true to your values no matter what. And that's what it means to be an adult. To not let other people define us, and to not bend and contort ourselves to what it is valuable to somebody else. For example, someone finds value in being selfish and cheating and being hedonistic. If that's not one of your values, then don't get sucked into that. Stay true to your values, because that's going to elevate your consciousness. That's going to help you build what you have begun in Aries. It's going to help you to proceed. Now, the way you stick to your values is not through judging others or rejecting them. It's just appreciating them, staying with them, and being committed to them. Okay? So this is very, 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 very important to understand, that we have to mirror our inner intuition in the same way that our actions mirror what it is that we love. And this is extremely, like, a lot of yang energy coming through the month of Taurus. Okay? So much tradition and culture and kind of these systems that we need to understand the value of them, and to allow them to empower our own values, so that we can reach this state of spiritual fulfillment that comes by having this higher state of consciousness. And this is how we can do that. This is how we can reveal, how should I say that? This is how we can reveal that uninterrupted connection, so that we can stay energized and connected, and also protected and guided, and being the best way that we can be. Being the best, that comes through our dedication to the divine energy. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So essentially, it's that energy of evolution and that process that so many people have done before us successfully. And to be able to be innovative, and rather than adapting to these like fake ways and values of other people, of other people's egos, we can really stick with what is valuable to us, what is divine, and not going into the judgment, not going into getting sucked into social systems, but to be able to remove the toxins of the energies that we have picked up along the way through our own ego, because our ego is what's vulnerable to them. And when we are staying true to ourselves, we get immunity from diseases. We get immunity against loss, okay, against failure. And a lot of times it's like, well, if I just stick to myself, and if I just stick to my values and I don't conform, I'm going to be lonely. That's just not true. If you do that, you will be successful. And success is not a lonely place. You want to know what a lonely place is? Failure. Failure is a place of loneliness. That is what it's about. So when we are creators and we're working with the positive energies, if we're working with the angels and our consciousness is elevating and we're bringing that energy into the material world, like that light energy where it's long lived, then we are successful because so many things are supporting that process. The other side has enough support. We need to build up. The time is now, finding our destiny and really allowing ourselves to move through it. All right, so with that said, what I would like to do now is to get us into the meditation part of the class to kind of integrate this energy that's available. What you see here on the screen is the pathway that's associated with Taurus. This is the Taurus pathway. And it's connected to the liver, actually. It's connected to the liver, and again, this is like what we were talking about. It's like we want to make sure this pathway is nice and clear and have inflowing nice. Now, your body cannot live without the liver, and it performs many chemical functions, and it processes fat and protein and sugar. And it also filters your blood, like a lot of blood per minute, removing toxins. So again, we have this process of removing toxins and obstacles from your reality. So I love it. Now, we want to also keep in mind that we're going to be clearing this out, and the yellow dot you see here, that's called the solar plexus chakra, and we're going to be working with that because it's ruled by the sun, and as the sun is going through Taurus, this energy here center is going to be feeding energy to the Taurus constellation, the Taurus pathway throughout that whole Taurus season. And then also the archetype that rules over Taurus is called the Hierophant. So we're going to be working with this tarot card. I'm going to be guiding you through the meditation. And then the co-ruler of Taurus is the Empress. And this we may or may not be going through with the Empress. Everyone has their own journey. But these are the cards that we are working with. So with that said, what I would like you to do is in your workbook, again on page 34, it says, what do you want the light to show you this month? So go ahead and write it down, what you want the light to show you. And then after that, identify where Taurus is ruling on your chart and write down the keywords that are triggering you about that. And then write down if this has any meaning for you. So you can pause the video, press play when you're ready, and then I'll guide you through the meditation to reveal the light that needs to be revealed throughout the month. Okay, great. So I'm going to now guide us all through a nice meditation, a healing meditation. actually. And what I want you to do is just get in a meditative state of mind. Just focus on gentle breath. And you're just looking at the card you see here on the screen. And I would like you to inhale through your nose, hold, and exhale through your nose. Inhale through your nose again. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. And inhale through your nose. And exhale through your nose. Resume normal breathing. And the code you see on your screen is just a sequence of programming that we can use to code the month of Taurus and the archetype of Taurus within your chart. You just look at it from right to left, and then back to the Hierophant. And I want you to now close your eyes and see the Hierophant card in front of your inner eye. Blow it up to life size, and you notice a glass door between you and the card. You open this glass door, you step into the card, and look around in the environment and notice anything that stands out. The next step is optional, but if you happen to see within your environment another card called the Empress, I would like you to approach it. If you haven't seen it by now, just keep observing the environment of the Hierophant. And for those of you who have approached the Empress card, I want you to blow it up to life size. And you notice a glass door between you and this card. You open the glass door, you step into this card, and you look at this environment and notice anything that stands out. And now I want us all to bring our focus onto the solar plexus chakra. which is just above the navel and below the heart. And you feel how this energy extends in front of you and behind you. And you feel how this light gives you access to a light within you that is unique to you and connects you to everyone. Beginning within you, you see how this light moves down the sides of your body and down your legs, through your digestive system, healing everything that it touches, improving absorption, de-swelling your belly, regulating bowel irregularities or any appetite irregularities or nausea. You allow this healing light to move up into your throat and down your shoulders and into your head as it cascades down your spine and into your toes, healing and reducing fatigue, high cholesterol, and moving you out of being overweight. Every inhalation and exhalation is bringing in the healing light and exhaling the toxins that contribute to acne, hypoglycemia, low blood sugar, or even extreme symptoms of PMS or menopause. Every cell is programmed more sophisticated than any AI, so that we can connect and be the bridge, not as an angel, but like an angel, constantly changing and adapting, getting messages while we sleep, restoring our blood, and our sexual energy so that we can be cheerful and metabolize our cheer to detox any depression. And now you see how this light radiates from your body into the environment you find yourself in. activating this positive energy that is generated by your spiritual work so that the angels can respond and protect you and bring blessings into your life for you and your loved ones. Take notice now of what is revealed by this light. Now, I want us all on the count of 3 to take a big inhalation through our nose and out our mouth. We will be inhaling this beautiful light and exhaling more of this light to pre-program the month ahead. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, hold, and exhale through the mouth. More light into this environment that will return to you throughout the month ahead in ways seen and unseen. Resume normal breathing. This light push and light investment allows you to change your fate and achieve your purpose throughout the month of Taurus and within your chart. Now, I want you, if you're in the Empress, to say goodbye to the environment. Thank the environment and approach the door you used to enter the card. Step out of the card, close the glass door behind you, and shrink the card back to its original size. And now all of us in the Hierophant approach the door we used to enter the card. Step out of the card, close the glass door behind you, and shrink the card back to its original size. And open your eyes and write down your experience in the stream of consciousness. Have a wonderful Taurus season. Thank you so much. Goodbye.